Right. If you check and do any type of research, you find out that all them Arabs over there that be blowing themselves up, suicide bombers and all them dudes be high as hell on drugs, man. They get high as hell before they blow themselves up.
You gotta be high to blow yourself up. Shit.
Them dudes are all drug addicts and all that, man. All right. So read what you got. Right. Call the scripture and read it.
Still Deuteronomy?
Come.
Deuteronomy, chapter 29, verse 16. For ye know how we have dwelt in the land of Egypt, and how we came through the nations which ye passed by. And ye have seen their abominations and their idols.
Right. All their idols, all their abominations. You see how these nations, you see their abominations, man. The homosexuality, you know, and Esau stepped everything up on a whole, you know, he brought it to a whole nother level. Right? I forgot what I got that from. But he brought it to a whole nother level, man. You know what I'm saying? He took everything. He took the drugs, brought it to a whole nother level. He took the homosexuality, brought it to a whole nother level. Everything he do, man, he do big, man. He bring it to a whole nother level, man. All right, go ahead.
And ye have seen their abominations and their idols.
Right, and the word abomination means something that's filthy and wicked. And when you look it up, it literally means something that stinks. Like if you ever, you know, on a hot summer day, you go to throw out the garbage or bring the garbage cans from the backyard to the front yard, and it's hot as hell, and you open the garbage can up and you can smell the maggots in there. That's abomination. That's how the Most High looks at an abomination. All right, you just take the nastiest thing, garbage can full of maggots, and take a good whiff of that. That's how the Most High feels about idols, about homosexuality, about you know, all this you know, are people into all these different type of exotic drugs, these hallucinogens and all that. All right, go ahead.
And ye have seen their abominations and their idols, wood and stone, silver and gold, which were among them. Lest there should be among you man or woman or family or tribe, whose heart turneth away this day from the Lord our God, to go and serve the gods of these nations. Lest there should be among you a root that beareth gall and wormwood.
Right, that gall is talking about that opium, man, getting high. Go ahead.
And it come to pass, when he heareth the words of this curse, that he bless himself in his heart, saying, I shall have peace, though I walk in the imagination of my heart, to add drunkenness to thirst.
Is that it?
That was verse 19.
That's what I said to go, to read to?
Oh, no, you said 22, I think.
20. Yeah, the verse 20.
The Lord will not spare him, but then the anger of the Lord and his jealousy shall smoke against that man. And all the curses that are written in this book shall lie upon him, and the Lord shall blot out his name from under heaven.
That's good. Now go back to Exodus. Right, and the word Hashan, right, or opium, that's where you get what you call that, Morpheus, right? Morpheus, you remember, if y'all remember that movie, what was it? The
Matrix?
The Matrix, right? Morpheus, right? Morpheus was the Greek god of dreams and sleep. So that's what people would say they would. You know, when they took heroin or opium, they was in that, you know, they was in that Morpheus, man, that Morpheus state, right? That's where you get the word morphine from. Right. It's a narcotic. All right. Go ahead.
Where we at over here? 18, 19.
That's we was at
oh no, 22.
About the hyssop. Yeah, verse 22.
22. It's the book of Exodus, chapter 12, verse 22. And ye shall take a bunch of hyssop, and dip it in the blood that is in the basin, and strike the lintel and the two side posts with the blood that is in the basin. And none of you shall go out at the door of his house until the morning. For the Lord will pass through to smite the Egyptians, And when he seeth the blood upon the lintel and on the two side posts, the Lord will pass over the door, and will not suffer the destroyer to come in unto your houses to smite you. And ye shall observe this thing for an ordinance to thee and to thy sons forever. And it shall come to pass when ye become to the land.
Okay, I got the scripture now.
God.
It's hold that right. Go to Matthew 27. Verse 34.
Is that 27:34?
Come.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 27, verse 34. They gave him vinegar to drink, mingled with gall. And when he had tasted thereof, he would not drink.
Right, he wouldn't drink it. Like I said, why? Because it had morphine in it. It had heroin in it. You know what I'm saying? Which was a painkiller. All right, they would give them on the cross. They would give them, they would let them drink that to kill the pain.
That's why it was
as a sign of mercy for them, right? Huh?
I said that's why it was next to the cross. That's why it was already there.
It was already there. You know what I'm saying? But when he tasted it, he refused to drink it because he didn't want to numb the pain. You know what I'm saying? He was like, look, man, just let me take all this pain. Right? He took and that's heavy, man. That he took all the pain for the sins of Israel. All right. But the other point of the prophecy was that when they gave it to him on the hyssop, which was also what they used to, paint the doorposts. Okay. But go ahead.
It says, they gave him vinegar to drink mingled with gall. And when he had tasted thereof, he would not drink.
No, that's good right there. Go back to Exodus.
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 12, verse 25. And it shall come to pass, when ye be come to the land which the Lord will give you, according as he has promised, that ye shall keep this service. And it shall come to pass when your children shall say unto you, what mean ye by this service? That ye shall say, it is the sacrifice of the Lord's Passover.
Right, so we need to teach our children about the Passover. This is a family thing. It's about, because remember, what was going on in the Passover? The firstborn son was being slain. So if you didn't have that blood on that doorpost, that firstborn son was going to be slain. So you would teach your children this, man. Right? And it's not a cool, this is why YAHAWASHI is known as the firstborn. He is the only begotten son. Meaning he is the firstborn of Yahweh. He is the first creation of the Father. Okay? Go ahead.
It says, that ye shall say, it is the sacrifice of the Lord's Passover, who passed over the houses of the children of Israel in Egypt, when he smote the Egyptians and delivered our houses. And the people bowed the head and worshipped. And the children of Israel went away and did as the Lord had commanded Moses and Aaron, so did they.
What verse you in?
That was 28.
Okay, go ahead.
Verse 29. And it came to pass that at midnight the Lord smote all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, from the firstborn of the Pharaoh that sat on his throne unto the firstborn of the captive that was in the dungeon, and all the firstborn of cattle.
Right, even the animals, man. He said unto the firstborn that was in the dungeon, meaning in the prison houses, meaning from the king all the way unto the lowest of the low, a prisoner in the prison house. All right, go ahead. And the animals, the firstborn animals, man. The Most High even slew the animals, man. So imagine that you have a litter because you have a litter of cats. The firstborn cat is dying. right? You have a cows or sheep or oxen. The firstborn is dying. Go ahead.
Verse 30. And Pharaoh rose up in the night.
Right, and this was like, see, Pharaoh was really cursing himself. That's like Esau today. All their laws, all their curses that they putting on us, is they're really cursing themselves. Because remember, what did Pharaoh do when Moses was born? During the time that Moses was born?
You smoke, kill all the firstborn
Right.
of Israel children.
Right, the Hebrews. Right. He put out the order that all the males of the Hebrews were to be slain.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? So the Most High said, look, man, Israel is my son, even my firstborn. And because you refuse to let my son go, I will slay thy son, even thy firstborn. And he didn't just slay Pharaoh's firstborn, he slayed every single person's firstborn, man. And this is why I believe it's in Isaiah, or it could be Jeremiah. It said that there's gonna come a day when it shall no longer be said. Let's get that real quick. Where it shall no longer be said, the Lord liveth. You know that scripture? Which brought up the children of Israel. I believe it's Jeremiah. Let me find it.
Yeah, I got it.
You got it?
16 and 14. Jeremiah 16 and 14.
Alright, let me see. 16. Yeah, read that.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 16, verse 14. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that it shall no more be said, the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, and from all the lands whither he had driven them. And I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers.
Right, so this is referring to the kingdom, right? It says so basically in the kingdom, it says, therefore, behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, that it shall no more be said, the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. Now, we still going to say that in the kingdom, but compared to this deliverance, the deliverance out of Egypt is gonna be like lightweight. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna be as great as, even though that deliverance was great, this deliverance right here is gonna be even greater, man. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that we're not gonna remember what happened in Egypt. It's just saying that this deliverance is gonna overshadow that deliverance. You understand? So now it says, but that was what, 16?
Yeah.
Okay, it says, behold.
That was 15.
No, 15. No, 16, right? It says, 14. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, that it shall no more be said, Yahweh liveth, that brought up the children out of the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But Yahweh liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north. What is this called? North America. So this is future prophecy. It says, and from all the lands whether he had driven them. See, that's talking about after we was scattered throughout the four corners of the earth.
God.
So this is after we went into the Holy Land, after 70 AD, after we've been scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Now this deliverance right here is going to be greater, far greater than the deliverance out of Egypt. What's going to make this deliverance so great? One, all the nations are going to be destroyed. Not only is Esau's firstborn going to die, his men, women, and children are going to die. They all going to be destroyed. All right? There's going to be a remnant now. Let me not say all, because we got some simple Israelites out. See, all Esau going to die. No, not all. When I say all, I mean all of them in America. All right? They're going to be destroyed, man. But you're going to have Edomites that's going to be scattered throughout the planet that's still going to survive the thermonuclear destruction. You're going to have many nations that's going to survive the thermonuclear destruction. When the thermonuclear destruction happens and Yahawashi and the angels return, The angels are going to kill millions of people. Remember, there's billions of people on this planet, man. You know what I'm saying? But the population is going to be, remember, there's 144,000, 12,000 out of each tribe. And then there's another multitude, right? There's another multitude of Israelites that's going to make it. And this number is not going to be, it's not going to be in the 100 million Israelites is going to be delivered, man. You know what I'm saying? Just like it's not going to be, a billion people left on this planet after the destruction, with the nuclear destruction and YAHAWASHI and the angels. It's going to be a small remnant. You know what I'm saying? It might be 50 million. And we're going to round that 50 million up, whatever the number is. You know what I'm saying? I'm just giving you a number. It could be 10 million, 50 million, right? 100 million of the nations. We're going to round. And you think about that compared to the population of the world, compared to the population of America. China has over 1 billion people in China, man. There's over 1 billion people in China, man. You know what I'm saying? So you look at the population of the planet. This is why Esau wants to have population control. Well, guess what, Esau? There's going to be population control. It's called YAHAWASHI and the angels. When they come back, there's going to be population control. I agree with you 100%. There's too many useless eaters. All right? More than, 10% of the population need to go, man. All right? Y'all need to go. You need to be put to death, and because you're useless eaters. All you're doing is taking up the resources of this world, of this planet, and you over abusing them, man. So guess what? I agree with the elites of this society. The only difference that we have is who's going to rule in the next world to come. You think you're going to rule? Guess what? YAHAWASHI, a so-called black man, is going to rule this world, man. Along with the Hebrew Israelites that you have in captivity right now, that you call niggas, spicks, and wetbacks. That you laugh in your smoke-filled room saying, look at these simple niggas. We got them all thinking they gonna all grow breasts and walk around with fake butts and all that. You know what I'm saying? All of y'all gonna, man, that's why, man, the Lord, that's why he said, man, this destruction that's coming upon this world, this new Egypt, America, is gonna be far greater than ancient Egypt. Because ain't nothing gonna be left. You had ancient Egypt, you still got the damn pyramids standing, man. Well, guess what? When YAHAWASHI returned and the angels returned, those thermonuclear bombs are launched off, ain't nothing gonna be standing in this place, man. Along with them damn pyramids, all them things are gonna turn into dust. Thus saith the Lord, and thus saith the Bible. All right. So it says, verse 15. It says, but Yahweh liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of the north, and from all the lands whether he had driven them. And I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers. And that's how we going back to Jerusalem. We going back in style, man. We're not getting in no damn Pan Am flight and taking a damn, going through a metal detector to go to Israel, man. Talking about we back in the land. When we go back to the, and I'm not saying that you can't go there to visit, but you got some people thinking that, oh yeah, we fulfilled prophecy because we moved back to Israel. No, you didn't, man. Because you got them so-called Jews still over there, man. God, ruling over you. Yeah, ruling up over you, man. You got gay pride parades going on right now in Jerusalem. What the hell are you talking about, man? All right, this is that is the enemy's land right now. The enemy, Satan himself, runs this whole planet Earth, man. This is all their land, and they can have it. All right? I don't want no part of this man's world, man. His system, his land, none of that. I want YAHAWASHI to return. That's it, man. Read. Well, that's good right there. Go back to Exodus.
Children, soon came past. Verse, it's the book of Exodus, chapter 12, verse 29. And it came to pass that at midnight, Yahweh smote all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, from the firstborn of Pharaoh that sat on his throne unto the firstborn of the captive that was in the dungeon, and all the firstborn of cattle. And Pharaoh rose up in the night, he and all his servants, and all the Egyptians, and there was a great cry in Egypt, for there was not a house where there was not one dead.
Right, and the America, you're gonna cry for about 1 hour. That's it. After that, you all gonna be turning to damn dust, man. All right, that's all that's gonna happen. Read on.
Verse 31. And he called for Moses and Aaron by night and said, Rise up and get you forth from among my people.
Right, this was Pharaoh, man. He said, when he seen this, he said, man, get the hell out of Egypt, man. Go. Leave now. Read.
Both ye and the children of Israel, and go, serve Yahweh as ye have said. Also take your flocks and your herds, as ye have said, and be gone, and bless me also.
Right, he wanted a blessing. He said, man, Moses, man, yo, bless me, because he was acknowledging the God of Israel.
That's crazy.
But guess what's gonna happen? The Most High said he gonna harden his heart. Even though he's seen all these plagues. Remember, there was 10 plagues. This was the last plague, which was the death of the firstborn. You had the plague of the flies, right? You turned the water into blood, like all the water. The fish died.
Frog, yeah.
The lice, the frogs, the boils, the locusts. You had all these plagues, and Pharaoh he would say, oh, damn, your God is God. And then he would harden his heart, right? He had his soothsayers and you know what I'm saying? He was trusting the science, like the Bible. You got to trust the science. Wear a mask. Wear 3 masks. You know, now they said 6 feet. Now it's 3 feet. You know, I don't know if y'all heard that? Fauci, right? He said it's 3 feet. Oh, you could stand 3 feet now. Oh, now it's 3 feet. They had the dudes talking about 15 days to stop the spread. It's been a year now, man. 15 days turning to 1 year. 6.
All right, it's the book of Exodus, chapter 12, verse 33. And the Egyptians were urgent upon the people, that they might send them out of the land in haste.
Right, they were urgent upon them. Like, yo, man, get the hell out of Egypt.
I gotta go.
Y'all gotta get the hell out of here. You gotta go. Go ahead.
For they said, we be all dead men. And the people took their dough before it was leavened. Their kneading troughs, netting, what's that?
What verse is that?
34. They're netting troughs.
Right, they're kneading troughs.
They're kneading troughs. It says, verse 34, and the people took their dough before it was leavened, and their kneading troughs, being bound up in their clothes upon their shoulders. And the children of Israel did according to the word of Moses, and they borrowed of the Egyptians jewels of silver and jewels of gold and raiment.
Right. So basically, they robbed the Egyptians. They borrowed from them clothes, silver, gold, right? And it says and the children of Israel, verse 34, and the people took their dough before it was leavened. Meaning there was no time for them to put leaven in it to cause the dough to rise. Right? You had to when you made bread, you put the leaven in it, and you put the dough to the side. Right? And then you wait a couple of hours or whatever, and then it fluffs up. It gets air bubbles or gas bubbles inside the dough, and it makes it fluffy. You know what I'm saying? Or if it expands, and then when you bake it, it's fluffy bread or whatever. So they didn't have time for it to wait for it to rise. They had to cook it fast. Go ahead.
Verse 36. And Yahweh gave the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians, so that they lent unto them such things as they required, and they spoiled the Egyptians. And the children of Israel journeyed from Ramses to Succoth, about 600,000 on foot that were men beside children.
Right. So now you had everything. Like I said, a lot of everything when it concerned the Passover, it was all going back to the prophecy of YAHAWASHI. You know what I'm saying, including the the bread and the dough not rising, including that it had to be unleavened bread, which symbolized wickedness and so forth. And then even like if you look at a piece of leavened bread, it has like the scriptures say, right? It says it says by whose stripes we are healed, referring to YAHAWASHI, that he was beaten for our sakes. And it says by whose stripes we are healed, right? And YAHAWASHI said what? He told his disciples, take, eat. When he broke the bread, he said, take, eat. This is my body, which is broken for you, right? Or broken for Israel. And when you look at leavened bread, right, it actually has stripes in it. You know what I'm saying? It has like little burn stripes in it. And that represented, again, it represents YAHAWASHI. You know what I'm saying? The unleavened bread, because that's what he is. He was a piece of unleavened bread that was broken for the sins of Israel, because he had no sin. He was right. He was the only one that could say he was totally 100% righteous with the Most High. Even though you had other great men that were righteous, they still wasn't on the level of YAHAWASHI. Okay, but go ahead, finish that out.
Verse 38, and a mixed multitude went up also with them, and flocks and herds, and every much cattle, and even very much cattle. And they baked unleavened cakes of the dough which they brought forth out of Egypt, for it was not leavened, because they were thrust out of Egypt, and could not tarry.
Right. So now this deliverance that we're gonna have in this world, see, in the ancient world, the deliverance out of Egypt, we took things. We took their gold, we took their silver, we took oxen and so forth. And this time, we're not taking nothing, man. We're not taking nothing. All right, you ain't even taking the clothes on your back. When you are delivered, when Israel is delivered, the elect, these clothes that we wearing this ain't going into the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? These clothes are gonna be shredded. You're gonna be given a new body, new garments, new raiment. You know what I'm saying? Heavenly raiments, man. All right, and everything, all our possessions that's in this world is all gonna be destroyed. Your car, your house, you know what I'm saying, whatever, your computer, you know what I'm saying, that's why these things really have no value, man. It should not have no value. If it's here, it's here. It's certain things that we need, certain things that we want, right? And I always tell brothers, look, man, there's certain things that we want, but we have everything we need. You know what I'm saying? The Most High gonna make sure you have everything you need while we here. But when we are delivered, all this stuff is gonna be left behind. You're not taking your basketball with you. All right, you're not taking your football. All right, none of that. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 40. Well, I'll finish off with verse 39. It says, and they baked unleavened cakes of the dough which they brought forth out of Egypt, for it was not leavened, because they were thrust out of Egypt, and could not tarry. Neither had they prepared for themselves any victual. Now the sojourning of the children of Israel, who dwelt in Egypt, was 430 years.
And this 430 years is not talking about 430 years of straight captivity. It's talking about from the time of Abraham until the time of until the time we left out of Egypt. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 41.
That we were strangers in the land of Egypt, the land of Canaan, and so forth. Go ahead.
Verse 41. And it came to pass at the end of the 430 years, even the selfsame day it came to pass, that all the host of Yahweh went out from the land of Egypt. It is a night to be much observed unto Yahweh for bringing them out from the land of Egypt. This is that night of Yahweh to be observed of all the children of Israel in their generations. And Yahweh said unto Moses and Aaron, this is the ordinance of the Passover.
Right, so this is a special night. And it's a beautiful night, man. Brothers look forward to this night,
God.
So it's Lord willing, it's going to be a good night. You brothers that's having a Passover, that's keeping a Passover, whether you're keeping it, with a congregation of brothers, or you keeping it with just your family, you know, may the Most High bless you in your Passover, man. All right? And may it be a good night unto everybody. Go ahead.
There shall no stranger eat thereof, but every man's servant that is brought for money, when thou hast circumcised him, then he shall eat thereof. A foreigner and an hired servant shall not eat thereof.
Right, and this was talking about back then, and in the kingdom, you know, the other nations are going to partake of the Passover. They're going to partake of all the high holy days, but they're not going to be sitting in a table with us in a round table eating Passover. They're going to have their own, you know, dining hall, man. All right, and this ain't justifying, you know, yeah, brother, we could let Edomites in the congregation. They come to our Passover. Nah, man. And they ain't coming to our Passover. In the kingdom, they ain't going to be in Jerusalem. Right? The scriptures tell you that they're going to be outside of Jerusalem.
God.
You know? But go ahead.
Verse 46. In one house shall it be eaten. Thou shalt not carry forth out of the flesh abroad out of the house.
Right. And like I said, you know, in the kingdom, the other nations are going to keep the laws. They're going to keep the high holy days. That's in the kingdom, man. Right now, first of all, these other nations, the hell with these other nations. Some of y'all want to start go out there and teach these nations, man. You need to teach yourself, man. You deliver yourself, man. Because these other nations, if they in America, they gonna become missile food, man. There's no saving them. Ain't nobody from the other nations are going into them ships, man. All right. If you think that the other nations are going into the ships, then you might not be going into the ships. You trying to worry about the other nations whether or not they gonna go in the ships, man. Guess what? You might not go in the ship just for teaching that madness, man. Go ahead.
Neither shall ye break a bone thereof. All the congregation of Israel shall keep it. And when a stranger shall sojourn with thee, and will keep the Passover to Yahweh, let all his males be circumcised, and then let him come near and keep it.
Right, that was then. That's not talking about now, okay? And in the kingdom, all the nations are going to be circumcised. Every from the time they're born, they're going to be circumcised, or they're going to do it according to the law. When they're 8 days old, you know what I'm saying? They're going to keep the laws, because we going to be ruling the planet. If they don't keep the law, they're going to suffer the consequences. They're going to suffer the judgments of this Bible if they do not keep the law. Go ahead.
Come near and keep it, and he shall be as one that is born in the land.
And see, that's the whole difference between Israel and the nations in the kingdom. See, in the kingdom, we're gonna have the spirit. We're gonna go back to like Adam, to the point where we are gonna know no wickedness. We're gonna know about wickedness, but we're not gonna entertain that. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna be in us no more to commit sin. But it's still going to be in the other nations. The other nations are going to be the same way that they are now. They're going to have the same spirit. They're not going to go into a higher elevation where, they're just going to keep the law like we keep the law. They're going to be struggling, man, to keep that law, man. They're going to be rebelling against that law, just like we rebelled for 4,000 years, man. We rebelled against the laws of the Most High. The other nations are going to be rebelling, man. And every time they rebel, we going to be there to put our foot right in their ass, man. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be there to give them the judgment according to the law. And I can't wait for them to break the laws in the kingdom. They're going to be trying to sneak off and eat pork and worship their gods and worship idols. They still going to be trying to worship idols, man. We're going to catch them and we're going to break their hands. And you know what I'm saying? We're going to, like I said, we're going to give them judgment according to the scriptures, man. We the only ones that's not going to break the laws, because the laws are going to be in us. The other nations are still going to they're going to still be men in the flesh, all right, or have that fleshly, that stony heart. You know what I'm saying? They're going to still have that heart of stone. All right, go ahead.
For no uncircumcised person shall eat thereof. One law shall be to him that is homeborn. Right,
and that's showing you too. That's another thing. Like now, if we're under YAHAWASHI, if you physically uncircumcised in the ancient world, you was not allowed to partake of the Passover. But now you can. You know, if you're like a male that's physically uncircumcised, he could partake of the Passover through YAHAWASHI. Excuse me. But he needs to work on getting himself circumcised. All right. You know, there's things you could do to go get that done. You know, they do it easy now too with lasers and all that.
Put you to sleep.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And you know, you got to look into it, you know what I'm saying, and see how you can go about getting it done. I mean, damn, if the government is paying for transition, you know, you want to transition into a damn girl, they'll pay for that. Why the hell they can't pay for you getting circumcised? You know what I'm saying? But which is, I don't understand that. You know, that shows you, man, this man is the damn devil that the Bible speak of, man. Well, go ahead.
Verse 49, one law shall be to him that is homeborn, and unto the stranger that sojourneth among you. Thus did all the children of Israel, as Yahweh commanded Moses and Aaron, so did they.
Right, so see how it says, one law shall be unto the stranger, and one law shall be unto natural born Israelites. So we're not the same. We're different. All right, we're treated different in the eyes of the Most High. Because technically, the job of Israel from the time of Moses, when we came out of Egypt, was to keep the law, statutes, and commandments, right? The Most High was going to put us on such a high level that we was going to take over the nations and then teach them the laws of the Most High. Because the scriptures tell you that. You know what I'm saying? That they was going to look at us and say, you know, what God do y'all worship that has such laws as these? You know what I'm saying? So that was our job. That was initially, that was the job of Israel, to keep the law, statutes, and commandments, and then go out and teach them the law, statutes, and commandments unto the other nations. But what do? We began to follow the ways of the other nations.
Right.
Instead of us teaching them the law, we started learning their laws.
Right.
And started learning their traditions. All right, and we rejected the Most High. But go ahead, finish that off.
Verse 51, and it came to pass the selfsame day that Yahweh did bring the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt by their armies.
That's it?
That's the end of the chapter. Yeah.
Okay, good. So that's the end of the chapter. So with that, you know, I'm going to say shalom. Kwam lama'a yasha'ala Yahweh alahaya nawa Yahweh akad. And that means rise Israel, raise Israel, and the Lord our power is one. I hope that you brothers, you know, the Most High bless your understanding, and that you got something out of this this lesson. All right. With that, I say shalom.
Shalom.